I work at North Marion Intermediate School as the technology teacher for 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. I am also a library media specialist and have been working in schools for about 18 years. So we're going to have you just introduce yourself and let us know some of the things that challenges if you were doing virtual learning in the spring, some of the challenges you had with engagement or classroom management with your classes, and how you would like to change that up. So let's start with, I don't know, Penny.
Okay, I teach 4th grade in Newport, and I would like to be able to assess students' engagement and their learning better virtually.
Thank you. And Jessica?
I teach 1st grade in Salem at a small private school, and this will be my first experience teaching virtually because I've taken the last 6 years off from teaching to raise my 2 boys. So.
Nice. Michael?
I'm Michael. I'm a library media specialist at Stevenson Elementary in Portland Public Schools. Just trying to learn new techniques and seeing what you have.
And awesome. Rebecca?
Hi, I'm Rebecca Smith. I work for Junction City School District, just north of Eugene, and I'm the TAG coordinator there.
Ron?
I teach at Klamath Falls, 6th grade. Again, just trying to expand the base.
Mark? Oh, Marcus doing chat. No problem, Mark. We're glad you're here. Where do you teach at, Mark? I don't know if you can hear.
So Mark, if you wiggle your cursor, you can see a microphone on the bottom and it either says mute or unmute. And then there's a little camera and you can select start video or stop video. So if you make sure you don't have lines through those two, we'll be able to see you and hear you. Shall we come back to Mark? Let's come back to Mark.
Okay, and Julie?
Hi, I'm acting principal or administrator in my building, and I need to know how to support my teachers in online. I did the spring term as the 1st grade teacher, and so I have the teacher side of it. Now I need to know the administrator side.
Okay, welcome everyone. Stacy, you wanna?
I'm Stacy Goose. I've taught for 30 years, special ed and regular ed. And now I am a sort of new principal. Last year was my 1st year at Capital Christian School, and this year is my 2nd year. And they have both been absolutely delightful and crazy at the same time. I've taught for SuperQuest years and years and years and years. I bet I've gone to SuperQuest things for probably close to 20 years, and I've probably taught for close to 15. So, and I love, not that it has anything to do with here, but robotics and coaching robotics and taking teams traveling through using the VEX IQ and VEX programs. And Mark teaches 4th grade in Albany, and he is a Lego robotics person.
Nice.
And we used to compete against each other or with each other with Legos. All
Okay.
right.
So I'm going to share a screen with you. If it does, did it share? Okay, so we're talking about classroom management with Google Slides, and we're going to brainstorm what management tools are needed to be ready to teach in a virtual classroom. It's very different for me teaching virtually than it was in a classroom. So I'm going to put the link up for the Padlet in the chat. If you were in our last one, we're going to be doing similar activity. If I can get I have to stop sharing to do it. That's what's been a problem. All right. There it is.
So tell
I got
them
it
how
now.
to do it, where it's trouble and how to fix it.
Huh?
Tell them
I've
the
got
trouble
it.
you're having and then how to fix it so they know.
I was having trouble getting the menu bar from Zoom. My school did Google Meet, so Zoom is new to me. So it's ended up being at the top. There's a drop down, but I still don't see the chat where I can access. Now I did. Found it. Chat's under more. And here's the Padlet link. Hopefully it's the right one.
Going into the chat.
Yep, it went into the chat. And I'm going, I'm going to stop sharing that screen and start. So with Padlet, you're going to click the little plus button down at the bottom of the screen. And you can get a little pop-up box where you can answer the question, but I am not even seeing the question on that one. This is really, see, good troubleshooting. Sorry about this. I'm trying to get, so your question was what we were talking about. How are we going to manage a virtual or classroom management in a virtual classroom setting? So if you can type in your answer, I don't know if Mark, are you just on audio? Okay, and if you, so it's asking, I'm asking you if you have any ideas already or what you used in the spring that maybe we can transfer over to the fall, or what troubles now did you have that you want to find extras resources for? Okay, about a couple more minutes. Managing animals. Animal siblings, yeah, background noise. Yeah. So I'm reading in the chat. As you can see, this was really great with my students with virtual learning too, because everybody can see what's going on or what is being typed on. You can actually have kids commenting on each other's if you're doing a project where they can interact. It's a good way for kids to start using some digital citizenship expectations for while they're in a chat like this, or in an information where they're sharing a screen and actually collaborating within it together. And let's see, I think I think we're ready to move on. Everybody good with this one? Okay, I'm gonna close that screen. And I can't see what's sharing, can you?
Mm-hmm. What you're doing on your screen.
All right. So how familiar is the group with Google Slides? I mean, do you use it all the time? Are you using an occasional user? Do you use it just to use presentation, or are you using it for anything? Yeah. Let me know where we're at. We were trying to use a poll, but we ran out of time. And you can unmute yourself and talk so that we can, communicate with each other, because this is too quiet for me. When you have a big class, yes, but not with the smaller class.
All the time. I use Google Slides frequently, and a lot of times I will actually do a Zoom video with just me with the Google Slides, and you can record and go through a lesson that way.
Sweet.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I have no experience.
Okay.
I also had no experience till recently and love it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Google Slides is awesome. It's so much more than just a presentation tool. So we're going to do some things with it. Hopefully that will get you set up with some slide decks that you can use to start your year off virtually? Because I think most everybody, other than Junction City, is starting virtually. And Stacy's class, but not sure. Yeah, Kara, do you use it for, in what ways do you use Google Slides?
Anytime I need to present any lecture materials. I used to use PowerPoint, but since, you know, sorry, I think I only have one microphone on. So, oh, I'll turn the speaker off. There we go.
Welcome back.
Thanks. They stuck it in both nostrils this time. It was horrible. Since we all use Google Classroom and everyone has access to Google Slides, I just, and you can import your PowerPoints over to Google Slides. So sometimes I still make things in PowerPoint, but so I use it all the time.
Awesome. Well, definitely fonts are more exciting in PowerPoint, and their themes are more
transitions, hiding things, yeah.
PowerPoint, but Google's coming along. They're trying.
Yeah, they're getting there.
Yeah, but there is definitely. All right, so the other one thing that we were interested, how many of you are familiar with what is going around the virtual classrooms? A lot of people are calling them Bitmoji classrooms. They do not have to involve a Bitmoji at all. That just makes it kind of fun. But they're actually setting up classrooms that are virtual within Google Slides. Have you heard of this? Have you seen it?
Do you have one?
Do you have a Bitmoji? You don't have to. Like I said, you can just make these. The virtual classrooms are going to help us get some things, expectations and things set up as we go. Let me know where you're feeling with that. Are you familiar with virtual classrooms?
I have seen them and I would love to create one, but I don't know where to start.
You're going to do several.
I'm the same as Penny. I've seen them and I'm excited to learn how to do it.
Okay.
Ditto.
Okay.
I've had some teachers ask me about it.
All right. Anybody else? Okay, so what we're going to start with is just showing you, some virtual classroom examples. Okay, and then we'll go from there. So this is one. It's not coming up. Okay, this is this is very busy.
Can you make it bigger?
I can present and then I can't see anything. Okay. Can you see that okay? So this was at the very end. This was kind of like that last week of school that we had where my students really needed to have just some fun. So this one is everything on here is linked to something. Mostly, like this is linked to J.K. Rowling's new book, The Ichabod, and where she was reading it aloud or not posting chapters of the book. The pets, I think this one links to why do cats purr, and so they're learning about that. ABC. So anyway, it was just basically a choice board that they could do. But it started out just with a background that was a wall and floor background, and then just incorporating bookshelves and things that would bring it in to make it look like a classroom, okay? The next one is part of a collaborative group that was online on Facebook that did a travel around the world slide, and I created an Oregon slide. Each picture is linked to somewhere. It's a virtual field trip around Oregon. So this would take them here. What my idea for working with this one or these slides is that the students are going to have a Google form attached to it. This will be done used when they are finished with their core work that they need to do for me, and they can go into anywhere they want to travel to, explore around the slide or the country or the state, and then fill out a Google form that tells me where they would go to visit in person if they could and why. So it gives a little accountability, a check-in for me that they're actually working in my classroom, but not a whole lot of work for them to do. It's an extension.
So just to interrupt, excuse me, when I saw all these things that Jan was making, I was extremely intimidated. And then when she started showing me different things in the resources, it is incredible the things you can do and how quickly you can make it look awesome. So if it looks intimidating right now, that's really good because everybody will be so impressed with whatever you do, and you will be so impressed with how easy it is. I promise.
Stacy set up some slides that were, or some virtual classrooms that are principal's office. So she has two, and I'm going to let her talk about her slides a little bit here.
So my office is a locker room, and so what I ended up doing, and I have my own hedgehog, and so I had the link to the hedgehog is, don't click on it. Don't.
I'm just showing you there's a link.
Okay.
See, everything has a link.
So that's me reading a book that I don't want anybody to hear, and my hedgehog walking around on my couch.
It's actually
The hedgehog house I copied right out of, and we'll show you how to do it, but I just went to Amazon and found the exact house that my hedgehog lived in, and then we can make it so you can click on there, but I don't have anything attached to it. If you click on the word suggestions on the chalkboard, then that's a place where families can go just to let me know what they do like and what they don't like, which is usually what they don't like. And I can keep track of that and how to respond. We make our own shirts. Well, not shirts. We design vinyl and then press it on our own shirts. And then, so one of those lockers, I have like a piece of notebook paper and a thing to hold it on there. And that's linked to shirt orders. So if you click on that, it'll take, can you do that? Actually, it doesn't have a picture. So that takes us to a Google Sheet, right? Or a doc.
form.
A Google form. And are you familiar with Google Forms? Do you guys use Google Forms? Because I was absolutely blown away by that. So if you already know, it's really awesome. If you don't know, super easy. And it looks, to me, it looks really professional.
Google Forms are great.
And you have a way to keep track of everything. So like I lose everything and it's right in there. Then the next, the next door on my locker room has a robot on it. And can you make it run?
It's running, it's moving. He's animated.
Okay. So I'm like blind. So anyway, it moves. It's like a gift thing. And we can show you where you can make moving little gift things to put on your room too. And that, you don't have to, but that will go right to it explains our robotics program and has the form that families need to sign. The next one is, it goes to an iMovie that I made of our staff, introducing our staff to the families. And that's posted on YouTube. And then the next one would be a link to the most recent Parent Club minutes. And then that thing on my desk is truly my fish tank with my little fish swimming around in it. And so that's my room. And then I'm just gonna keep adding things and linking. I have like a whole bunch of stuffed animals that kids have given me forever. And I want to link to different zoos that have that kind of animal, like a zoo cam, if anybody wanted to visit that spot. And then the next page is just what I've started, and I want it to be our school office. And so I've asked our staff to get me pictures of those Bitmojis so that I can put Bitmoji people in the room. So that would have our secretary and our office manager in there. If you click on that news thing that's going back and forth, that would give you our most current newsletter. If you click on calendar, it'll give you our school calendar. The one that says grades up on the shelf will take parents to the website where they can check their kids' grades. That awesome virus thing will click you to our current blueprint. I'm going to link the clock so that you can see what our daily schedule would be like, but right now I don't even know what our daily schedule is. The first aid thing is linked to whatever our policies are regarding first aid and care. There's a little medicine bottle that links to the form that the families have to fill out for us to administer medicine. The computer on the desk is a link to our school website. And all of those things, we're just gonna be able to show you how to make. Today's gonna be a lot of, Jen's gonna show you resources, and then you're gonna start putting together your room.
The last,
yeah.
How do you push this slide to, are you using the slide for parents? Are you pushing that out?
I'm gonna end up putting, like, I'm gonna take a screenshot of it, and I'm going to link, because it'll give you a shareable link. Jen will show us how you can make it so that it can be shared and posted and presented. And so when I get a shareable link, I'm gonna take a screenshot of the front of it, and put that on the school website. And what I'm going to be doing next is I really don't believe we're going to be able to have open house at school. And so what I'd really like is every teacher to have their room, and then they can post what their procedures are and what their schedule is, and how to get a hold of the teachers and what their hours are, and anything that they would normally share during an open house night, they would have links to that in addition to anything else they want.
And you're keeping it in slides, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. We're gonna create something called a class app. Probably next time. We won't get to it today. I'm gonna start next time. It is so cool. I'll show you on my phone. I'll just hold it up.
Teaser.
Yeah. It actually, can you see that? Yes and no.
Put the front toward the camera. There you go.
So it makes it, you end up making it look almost like an app. And the parents can actually add it to their desktop of their phone, and it has all kinds of, so if I tap on links, it goes to a new page. So we're going to be creating something like this as well. And it's pretty awesome.
Is that free or
Yeah.
does that cost?
Yeah. Oh, this is Google Slides.
Everything is free.
It's
Okay,
Google
so even
Slides.
the app stuff on the phone is free.
Everything that we're doing today is free, other than including if you want to do talking app to do some things. We're going to talk about how to embed audio into your slides. This is going to be a bit overwhelming. So we're going to start out kind of slow. So what I've done, and I'll give you a link in a minute, is we're going to give you some backgrounds that you can already created, some that are blank, or you can create your own, and I'll tell you how to do that in a minute. I have some objects that are free use that you can use, and then to get you started. But I'm going to talk a little bit about where to go to get those items. If you did a search right within your Google slide to insert an image from the web, anything that you find on here within your Google Slides are already deemed free use, labeled for reuse, free reuse. So you can use these without giving a citation or credit for these sites. Okay, so if I searched in, what is it?
Bananas.
Walls, no, floor and
Backgrounds.
wall and floor background. You're going to see that there's going to come up some more additional backgrounds that you can choose from. You can search for lamps, whatever, however you want to do. When I was doing this one, this carpet is the carpet that's in my room. These computer numbers are computers that numbers that I have on my computer screens on my desktops. I have this keyboard poster. This is my alphabet strip. So this looks a lot like my room. So my fourth and fifth graders who have been my students will look at this and recognize a lot of this as being in my actual classroom. This is a keyboarding. This is, a lot of times people are making these rooms based on a subject. So perhaps they did math and they have math manipulatives linked in here. I did a keyboarding one really quick so we could do it. So each computer screen is linked to a different keyboarding program for my students. So, I may take some of those off at different times and have them just do the one that they are working on. I did a big digital citizenship slide deck that I can show you later. But for now, Pixabay, and if you want to type that in the, and Unsplash are where you can go get free images that you can use that are labeled for reuse. If you go into a regular Google search and type, so let's do
Pixabay.
Pixabay, P-I-X-A-B-A-Y. So if I typed in, what do you want for your classroom? Anybody?
Teacher desk.
Desk. And my computer's going to be super slow. And then you click on images because we just want pictures, right? Okay, if I go over to tools, there's a couple things that I want to do. I want to make sure my usage rights are labeled for reuse, so they're free. And then under color, if I click on transparent, that's going to help me when I pull something in. It'll have, not always, but often a transparent background. So I can choose, there's that desk that I had in my classroom. I can choose one of these that I wanted to add. And you can see how the transparent background is showing here. So I can right click on it, save image or copy image, and then come back over to my slide, right click, and paste. And then I can size it. So that one came in transparent. If it doesn't come in transparent, you save it as an image on your desktop. And then there's a, you want to type this in the chat too, a site called remove.bg. And remove.bg will take out the backgrounds of anything. So if you saw on my slide up here that I have these are our dog and our cats. Okay, those are pictures that were from that I had taken, but I didn't want the background. So I used remove.bg to remove that. So this is another way. If you have pictures of your classroom and you want to use something, this is what that site looks like right here. So you'll just upload whatever image you want, and it takes you to, let's try to find one that's not transparent so I can show them.
Not B, remove what?
Remove.bg,
Sorry.
boy, girl. Okay, any question? I don't have the chat up, so if you have a question, let me know. Maybe I can pull that up right there. Okay, any other questions about what we're doing so far? We good? Okay,
What is Pixabay? You'd mentioned it. What was it?
Pixabay and Unsplash, I think it's Unsplash, are both websites that you can get free images from.
Okay.
So they're good sites for kids to use. We'll use them with their green screen as well later. But it just makes it nice so that kids can use, without having to worry about the copyright.
And Jen has, didn't you set up?
I'm going to give them that link. So I think for next, I'm going to give you this slide deck that has these pieces to it, and you can start building a virtual classroom. You do not have to have a classroom that has Bitmojis in it. You can just start thinking about, do I want to have a open house type classroom that I'm going to create? Am I going to create some kind of a classroom for maybe a reading, standard that you're going to be focusing on, phonics, or I'm going to do, Michael, I'm going to do an OBOB room, even though we're doing OBOB just locally, but that type of thing. So let me share this with you really quick. This link, sorry, too many. Sorry, I'm trying to find.
So if while Jen's getting this going, if
Yeah.
you can start thinking about what kind of information you would want to have on your page. It's really fun to set up a page, and then it's nice to be able to have an idea of what information you want to share so that you can link it as well.
Okay, I got it. So what this is probably going to do is force you to make a copy of it so you have your own copy. I'm trying to find the chat again. I have way too many screens open. I'm going to stop sharing so I can give you this link in the chat. It's easier. Okay. Can somebody let me know if that worked for you? Yeah, okay. So that first, and if you don't want to use any of those backgrounds, you can create your own as well. So, it's just kind of easy to get started with one that's already been done.
The link didn't work for me. It says I need to request access.
Okay, hold on.
Same.
Sorry about that.
So show on your screen, how do you do that? Because that's common.
Okay, you want me to share that?
Mine said I need to sign in to continue to slides.
Probably will need to sign into but let me try to share it first and see if that'll help you. Do you all have a Google account?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's going to be easier if you sign in to your Google account. Okay. All right.
So
I'm going to share it. I just have too many windows open. Can't find it.
Now I'm getting the same thing that says that I need access.
I know, because she wants me to show you how to do it. So I'll hold on.
So it's a super common problem when you get started, right?
Right.
And there's a certain setting that can be changed even though you've started it. And it happens all the time to me.
Okay, are you seeing this? I'm in, hold on. Okay, so here's the slide that I'm trying to share with you. Can you see that? I'm just going to go up to share. And down here where it says get link, it's restricted now to only people with this link. So it should have done it, but I'm going to open it up to change to anyone with the link. And now done. And you should be able to open it now.
Yep.
Yes, that worked.
Yay.
So now you can just start building your classroom by, I'm going to just grab some stuff that's on here. So if I wanted a teacher desk, I can copy this and then paste it into whichever background, whichever room I want to try to use, just to get something
So do
started.
we need to make a copy?
Did you make a copy of it? Are you guys in
Can we just
this?
show how to do that?
I can't because I'm not. You can share your screen and show them. Were you all able to make a copy of the document so you're in?
Mine says view only, and I'm not familiar, so I need to make a copy.
View only, you go to file
Mm-hmm.
and then make a copy.
Okay.
Should be right here.
An entire presentation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because if I didn't, then you would all be working on each other's. So it's a way that you'll do with Google Classroom. And Jessica, I can do a Zoom meeting with you on Google Classroom if you want. It's how you share things with kids so that they have their own. So now I have this desk, I can resize it. And you know, with these classrooms, they can be a time sucker. They can take, you can spend, because, you know, and if you're a perfectionist, yeah, they can take forever. So, but they've also been, for me, just something that takes my mind off of COVID. So it's kind of a good thing. So anyway, I'm going to give you time right now to just start building your classroom. Remember, you can go to, if you don't see something here that you want to add to your classroom, what? I know. You can also go to insert and then image, search the web, and then type in what you're looking for. If you type in transparent or PNG, that helps. If not, remember to use the remove.bg to be able to do that. If you have your Bitmoji, if you already created on your phone, there's an extension right up here on mine. You see that the extension is already loaded. And I can pull in a Bitmoji that I've already have loaded just by dragging it, clicking and dragging it and dropping it right into my classroom and resizing it. See how it comes in with this huge border around it? This sometimes complicates things with any of your designs. If it has all this extra space around it, if you added a link and this overlaps your link, it blocks it from the kids. So in order to make this so that it has as little as you want to use that cropping tool right here. And you have the black box now around it with these dark center lines, and you get the arrow and pull it in. You don't want the blue box to pull in, you want the black box to come and see how the regular formatting is on the outside. And it makes it so that your image, whatever it may be, doesn't have so much surrounding it to block your links later. Okay?
So, sorry, just because I'm new.
That's okay.
Am I going to want to click to a new presentation and start building out of that, or am I building?
You can build right on here, but if you wanted to save that background to use later, you can always duplicate the slides. So if I wanted to use this background over and over and over, I can go up to file or edit, I'm sorry, and then duplicate, and then that same slide. So you can build right in here today if you want.
Okay.
Or you can start a new slide deck and copy this and put it into that, but then you're working on 2 pages. This kind of makes you so that you have some of those images for your one page.
Okay, thank you.
Does anybody have, and then when you're ready to share your room, then let us know, and let me know if you're ready to go on for other things too. I want to have people have time to build some. Some of the things that we're going to end up making over the course of the next 3 days are like a virtual, a digital pass, like for if we would go back hybrid. We were trying to figure out how we were going to keep track of when kids would go without them signing things. So I actually created a digital pass within the with Google Forms and a Bitmoji classroom. There's also Google Meet or Google Zoom expectations slide that we'll create so that you can post that up when you go. I can't remember what all we have made. COVID posters. The class app will be one of our biggest projects, but I really want you to get familiar with doing some of this before we move into that one, because that'll be more advanced for sure.
Norms.
Huh?
Meeting norms.
Yeah, meeting norms. Expectations. Several different slides that are basically, those are going to be ones where you can create them as much as you want on your own, or you can just take what's been created and make it your own too. So right now, I just want to give you some time to play to build that classroom. And let's see, what time is it? So I'll give you about 10 or 15 minutes. Go ahead and ask questions while you're building, talk. We'll try to help you. If you find something, I should have shared and have them copy because we could have them build.
Right.
That's what I'll share you with you. Huh?
Why don't you have them copy it?
Copy.
Just, you're doing.
So if I share this out with you again, and you just I make you all collaborators on it where anybody can work on it. What would happen is when you start building your scenes, you can add to this collection here, and then everybody would have more. You're going to go online, and Facebook has a whole community that does these Bitmoji classrooms that they have hundreds and hundreds of slides that you can download that people have already added to slide decks for you to use images. The problem with that is that you need to be mindful and careful that some people are not checking for copyright at all on that. So that's why I didn't just give you that, because these have pretty much are on free use. So should I set up a different slide deck where they can collaborate on it? That's what I'll do. So I'll take.
So if everybody can get a room started, right?
Yep.
Then we can share out in 15 minutes what each of us has done so far and where our problems are. And if everybody stays unmuted, if you're comfortable with that, then you can kind of talk about it as you're working on it.
Okay, I don't know how to see. Do you have their email? I'm going to share this other one that you're seeing on my screen now, so that if you wanted to add anything that you make with a transparent, so if you find a chair or a school supplies or whatever it is that you wanted to add to that, then you guys will start having a bank of items that you can use in your classroom, virtual classrooms. But I am going to need emails. I'll put this link in for you, and I'm going to put you as editors on this one in the chat, okay? Okay. Where's the chat again? I can't. Okay. Okay, so that is just this extra slide deck if you want to add pieces to it for everyone to share. And if you tell me something that you're looking for, I will look for it while you're building your classrooms and put it in there for you.
If you could find a blue carpet, like just like a room with a blue carpet that like I could change the wall color and stuff like that, that would be great.
Okay, let me show you.
Or tell me how to do it.
Wall color. So you can also start like this. Let's go to a new slide. Okay, and I always start with the layout that's blank. And what color of wall do you want? So you could go to background and choose a color of what color wall you would want. Do you have an idea?
Okay, I think it'd be easier for me just to start with that and do it that way.
Right, so say I have this color, and then to get your floor so that you have an actual floor, I would just go to insert image, search the web, and type in floor. And you get some floors here.
Okay.
Or you can choose a floor that you want. And I can't see my whole page. Then you can resize it down. But then before you're done, you're gonna wanna make this floor and ceiling stick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the way to do that, let me get one. So there, that kind of looks like a classroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can make your floor bigger or whatever. I'm just gonna do a basic there. What you do then is see how this slide is selected? You'll go up to File,
Mm-hmm.
and then Download PNG.
Okay.
Okay, and then what it's gonna do is it's gonna download at the bottom of your screen right here. So I'm gonna open up a new slide, and I'm going to drag that up. Oh, I'm sorry, never mind. I'm going to go to background, choose image this time, and then I'm going to drag this up into my image.
Okay.
And now, click done. Now I can't separate them. See how my floor is stuck? And this background will stay put. So your students can't move it around on the slide. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other questions that while people are working, or anything I can search for? Oh, you want still a blue carpet? So if there's a carpet here, like this one, this white one, I don't know if I can get it blue, but I can try. So let's put it in a room. Okay, so it's going to come in on top of this, first of all. So I'm going to need to arrange the order of things. So I want the carpet to be behind everything else. So I go up to arrange, order, and I'm going to send it to the back. So now it's below. Okay. And then formatting this, if you have, let's see if I can get it. If you click, so it's, the rug is selected, I can go to format options, recolor, and then click on where it says no color. And now I can recolor it to whatever options they have here. So that's kind of a, if you can't find a carpet that you like, you can sometimes recolor. I could probably recolor the desk as well. Yeah. So if you wanted a gray desk instead. So those are some features where you don't have to, you can change a lot of the items just by doing that recolor. You can also, if I wanted my Bitmoji to be a different direction, so now my Bitmoji is selected, I can go to size and rotation and I can flip her so she's coming in the other way. And you could do that same thing with the desk if I wanted the desk to come be oriented the other way. Is this helping or not helping? I don't know where everybody's at. How are we doing? If you could unmute and let me know where you're at right now with your projects, that would be great. Or if you have questions.
I'm having fun.
That's what you're supposed to be. I mean, and so this is not supposed to be, this is your summer. What we were hoping is that this could be some fun for you as well.
Well, it could turn into a nightmare, but it's fun right now.
Well, it can, because it can suck your time right away. But, you know, so I want her behind the desk. So I would bring the desk forward. You can also use, people have used their arrow keys. I am not great with how to do that. So I just use arrange, order, and bring to front the desk. So now she's standing behind the desk. When I was making my Oregon ones, they were just pictures, and I used the border tool to make them have like a frame around them. So if I had a picture, let's see. What kind of classrooms are you making? It's too quiet, talk.
I'm making a kindergarten classroom.
So Jan, I'm not seeing an edit or a crop option.
Select your item first.
Mm-hmm.
So like this, here's, if I don't have that, see how I brought in this.
Oh, I've got it. I just had to click on more.
Oh, okay, because your screen is small, yeah. So if I wanted to, you know, I could go out and find a frame to make this picture framed, but I just didn't want to do that because then you have to size it. So if you click on this and do the border color feature, whatever color you want it to be, and then the weight of the border can make a frame for you just like that. And now it's all went, you know, it's just still that picture that can be moved around. I'm trying to give them all, what else
Yeah,
have
no,
I?
I think it's good.
I'm not trying to give them next week we'll do a whole ton of extra like add-on things that you're going to be using to make interactive.
So talk about like if they have a specific item, like I got that off of Amazon, the hedgehog house.
Yeah, anybody looking for something specific like her hedgehog house?
Your brand of desk or your own brand of file cabinet or whatever.
Nobody's talking.
I know. Maybe that means people are working.
I don't know.
It's okay if we're not talking. That doesn't mean we're not interested.
You're doing great. We just can't, it's hard to read because like she said, a lot of people have their screen dark, so it's hard to know, you know.
So I have a classroom with a whiteboard and your string lights and your little globy lights.
Awesome.
And I don't have student desks, but I put that white desk around kind of it's not a Bitmoji cat character, it's a screen capture of an avatar, but it has a background. Is it possible to make that background transparent?
Yes. So do you want to share your screen with me for just 1 minute? Or tell me what is it that you're trying to get at the background of?
I will copy it and paste it into your shared one. I'll put it with the lights.
Okay.
So there, do you see it?
Am I in the right one? What is it that is it?
I put it in the second one where we're all in it. Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to see if I can I save? Where did you get her at?
She was one of my photos.
Okay, so I'm not, let me see. It's not letting me save her. So if you went to that remove BG and uploaded it to that.
Okay.
Let me try to do something. I won't be able to do that because it's in slides. I can't get it copied at all. Oh, there it is. Copy. Yep, I got it. And
right click.
Right. I did. I have it copied, but I'm trying to think of where I'm going to paste it. I need a save as, and I can't save as anything. So that's the problem. Let me show you a remove BG just in a different way. So. Okay, so I'm going to just get a cat, and I'm going to my Google search usage for use and try to get some kind of cat. I don't care. And I'm just going to pick one and right click and save the image as cat, and it's saving to my desktop as a JPEG. So there. And it also saves, I don't know if you can see, but at the bottom of my screen, it pulled it in down here, okay? So when I go to remove BG, the remove one, I'm going to just drag it up to upload it, or you can upload an image, and it brings in your picture. See, it's already starting, but look at how it's kind of wonky here. You know, it doesn't look great. So I can edit that, and I can actually put back part of that image so I can restore by clicking over it to see if I can get the cat to be not quite looking so, you know. But that's how you do it. And this one is a really bad example. It just did not come in very well, did it? Can you see? Can you not see what is it still not sharing? Is not that?
Oh, I can see it, Jan.
Yeah, it's not. This is a really bad example. So let's try to fine. Well, but you can see how the image behind it was gone, but the cat was not really well. So let's try to find a different one. It's kind of just playing with things too, to be honest. You just try to. Were you able to figure it out with the?
Well, I got that photo into Google Slides, no problem, but when I'm trying to put it into remove BG, I can't find it.
So do you have a back, is it saved to your desktop at all? Because if you went to, let's see, let's get rid of this. If you go to upload an image, it'll bring up your desktop, you know, and you can find images in photos or wherever you want to go.
Yeah, it's just, it's not, my computer and my iPads aren't 100% synced.
Right.
Even though I just pulled that image up off of my, it's just weird.
I understand. It's hard. You know, you just, let's see if I can find a better example.
And then I was just going to copy and paste it and save it. But I don't know why they just won't let you paste in an image. Oh, Control V. Okay.
Yeah.
Paste image.
Know how to get.
What?
Jessica wants to know how to get her Bitmoji into Google Slides.
Okay. Do you have the Bitmoji app or extension for Chrome? Do you have the extension?
Yeah, I don't think you told us how.
Okay, so
I think I must, because when I pull up my email, I have it on there.
right here, do you see where I'm up at the top? Do you have this extension?
Hold on.
Oh, I know, because it was.
It's not showing in Google Slides, but it shows like in my email. So I guess I need to download that then.
It's in Google. Yeah, so you'll go to Google Extensions.
Okay.
Or just, I would just type Bitmoji. I don't know. Extension for Chrome.
Got it.
And then add it.
And then how do you get a Bitmoji without a background?
Okay. So then, which one has a background? Oh, if you want to, okay. So let me see if I have. If I have a Bitmoji, like, I don't know. I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to right click and save image as, and whatever she's saying, I don't know. I'm tired or whatever, and I don't want those words. Then I'm going to pull up my BM or remove app or website and bring that Bitmoji into that, upload it into it. And now it's taken out the background, but it still has the words and I don't want them. I just want my hands up in the air. So I'm going to edit it and erase anything I don't want. Does that help? And if you had if the Bitmoji had any kind of background, this would do that as well. Like there's one of her working at home in front of a computer, but I didn't want the words working at home. So I took them out. And then when you're done, you download image, and it goes down to the bottom here again. Go back to your classroom, your virtual classroom, and you can just drag her in. And there she is. And again, see all the space here? You're going to want to crop that. Otherwise, when you add your link, it can become a problem.
So Julie, does that make sense? Does that address your question?
Are you talking to me?
Julie Mannion.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that does. Thank you.
Yeah. Everybody doing okay? I'm having a hard time following the chat and trying to.
Yes. This is good.
Good. So we're just getting some basic ideas and playing with this, building these classrooms, and kind of like your homework will be to play around with this for next week, because when we start building these other apps, knowing how to do this already is really going to help you when we start creating, especially that class app that I showed you earlier. It's pretty awesome. I think my families, it'll be a great thing to share with them, and they'll have it right at their fingertips. And there's a way that there's directions to add that class app for Android users and for iPhone users. And if they don't have a smartphone, there's a web, it's just Google Slides too, so they can get it on their computer as well.
Could you repeat how you not crop the image, but copied it and then erased things, background?
Okay, so
where you went with that? Where did you start?
So for and what kind of image do you need to take the background out of? Are you talking about
just what you just did was fine. It doesn't matter to me. I just
okay. So when I was back at the remove BG, so we'll start here. You can upload an image. So you'll save whatever image that has the background to your desktop.
So remove BG, is it a part of Google?
No, it's just a web page, but it's free.
Web page, okay. So I'll make a note. Thanks. That's all I needed. I just need to know where that came from.
Yeah, remove.bg.
It's really nice. It's really nice to have that tab open anytime you're working on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice and it's free. There's I think there's one other app that does it, but not quite so easily. Yay, I'm glad you got it, Kara.
Do you want me to try and share my screen so I can show you my classroom?
Yes.
Yes, please.
We would love it. I'm going to stop
right.
sharing so someone else
I've never shared from a desktop, so we'll see.
You'll be on. Good practice for this year, right? She's even giving you the drum roll.
All right, should be coming.
Yeah. Oh, it's darling.
So
nice
that's I just need some student desks and some posters, I guess.
Yeah. You put a carpet in, whatever you want, you can do it. I am going to give you a little tip. So see how your lights are above the slide?
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was part of the picture.
You just want to make sure that you're
okay.
Because when you go to present mode, everything above that or outside of the parameters of the slide, they'll end up cutting off. So that's the only, just a tip.
Okay.
It looks great.
All right, how do I get out of present?
And if you wanted to write, just escape or click, click.
Oh, escape. Okay, cool.
And
all right, I'll stop sharing. Okay.
Right. So if you had your whiteboard, just add a text box and you can write on the whiteboard with the text box. I lost my screen. There we go. I can share this so I can keep helping.
That was awesome.
It is. Anybody else want to share their classroom that they're working on? Their virtual classroom?
I can share something. I've started a little library.
Nice.
How do I do that?
To share.
Yep.
Penny's sharing right now, so give her a second.
So this is just like mindfulness, find a quiet spot. And then I don't know if you've heard of Inner Explorer, but I'm going to put some links on here.
Okay.
But here's my library I've started. So here you can click on different books that are being read aloud.
Okay, do you know about Safe YouTube?
I have one of them, yep.
Yeah, Safe YouTube, you can put any YouTube video into Safe YouTube and it takes out all the ads. One thing I'll caution with, these are It's awesome. Be careful with copyright on these. Even if it's on being read aloud on YouTube, it's not always copyright. Okay.
And then I set up this bookshelf and then I copied it, but I'm going to change these books out over here and put in different ones.
Sure. It's great.
Kara wants to know what Safe YouTube is.
Okay, so when she's done sharing, I'll show you.
That looks.
I'm done sharing. I just need to figure out how to stop sharing.
That's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. I love it. It's fun to start playing and you just keep building and it ends up taking over your life. Okay, I'll share and that way I can. Ron, before I do Safe YouTube, did you want to share your screen? He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do I need to do? How do I do
Okay, so down at the bottom of your Zoom meeting, there's a little green button that says share screen.
Okay, hold on. I'm going everywhere but where I want to go.
You'll need to turn your camera on for us though, because right now you're dark. We would not see anything. And Jessica needed Safe YouTube? Who needed Safe YouTube?
Everybody.
Okay,
Me.
We'll get it in a second.
I've got mine, but it doesn't appear to be sending, so we'll see if that works. It'll work.
Okay.
Okay, now I got it. Hold on, I gotta go back. Ah. Okay.
Is there a way to search through the Bitmojis and find just ones without words?
Try pose and photos.
Okay.
Pose will give you all kinds of things and photo will give you all kinds of things where they're just kind of stand. If you want one sitting, so she sits in a chair, I think you just have to type sit or sitting. It's not super easy to find things sometimes. You have to kind of just search too.
Thank you.
I do not have, the only thing I've got at the bottom of mine is explore and then the share and present up in the upper right corners.
Of your Zoom.
Of your Zoom?
So
We're not
Zoom. Sorry, Zoom. Okay.
No, on Zoom. If you're going to share your Zoom screen,
Okay, share screen where it says.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then click on your screen that you're going to share and then click share.
Okay.
There you go. Now we're getting it. So there it is.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome. I love it.
So tell us about the cartoon.
Well, not much. I was just playing, just put things up. Next thing I want to do is work on links, I guess, because we've got all of our math and reading is all online, so I can.
That's awesome.
So did you take that cartoon from another site and pull
I
it?
just went. I went to insert and then web, and then where it's got insert. Then I did image.
Yeah.
And internet. So it might be copyrighted.
Not if you did it from the Google slide itself. Is that where you
did it from the Google slides? Yeah.
Pretty good from there.
So did you type in the text on your chalkboard? I see you typed in the text on your whiteboard, but
Yeah,
did on the chalkboard come in with that design?
Yeah, that's what I did. I typed in text on both.
Oh,
so
okay.
this is your text
Beautiful.
here on the.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Nice.
And anytime something's not there, you do a text box. If you didn't want something on a chalkboard, if it came in with it, just cover it with a text box and match the color of whatever it is. And then you've got a blank palette to work from. Okay, so when you're done sharing, we can do Safe YouTube if people are wanting that. Okay, so I will share my screen so I can show you Safe YouTube. All right, so if I was going to add something to my classroom, if I had, first of all, I don't need a big head there. If I wanted to add, you can use a TV monitor. I didn't put one in here, but you could do that. I wanted to add a video that was, there's a couple ways to add them. So there. All right. I'm going to go over to YouTube. Everything's slow. And then I'm going to search for a digital citizenship.
The actual camping trip. Or the actual camping,
Yep.
We moved before.
And I'm going to do this one that's We the Digital Citizens. So I'm going to open it. And after I watch it, so everything comes in with the ads right now. And I just don't want I don't want my kids to go off some tangent and click on all of these other videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my link here up in the URL. And I'm going to go to another tab, open another tab and type in Safe YouTube. And it brings up another website that has a spot down here where you can get a link that has all of the ads removed. So if I put in my URL here and generate link, it gives me a new link that has my video without the ads. So I'm going to copy this, and now let's go back to my classroom, and I can I'll attach it to this whiteboard. It's not going to be attached. I would have had a picture of that or something to attach to it, and paste that link in and apply. So when I go to this now, see the difference coming up already? All of my ads are removed. So it's much nicer. So if I play it, it's just got, so you don't have all of those ads for kids to get distracted and move on to things you don't want them in. You can, the one thing with Safe YouTube is you can't embed it like insert video. I can go to YouTube and I can type the URL, but if I put the Safe YouTube URL in here, it's not going to let me do it. See? So you have to use the original one, but that's okay because it does, it looks like this. Let me get the original one. Oh, this one they won't let me do it, I don't think, because it's a curriculum. But it'll let you do the Safe YouTube. Okay. Anything else? How are we doing on classrooms? Are we getting things set up pretty well? No? No talking?
Anybody ready to share?
I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute and try to pull up something else. Okay, so I'm going to give you a link in the chat that will take you to animated GIFs. Where's my chat? Stickers that will be come in. If you use the sticker.
You have to show that slowly.
I know.
For me.
For you. Okay, hold on. Let me just go from here.
So tell us again.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is a website that you can get like the animation like Stacy's robot or the little twinkles that were on the Oregon slide. I'll just share my desktop.
So you can control Z any mistake you made. I just deleted my whole background accidentally.
Okay, so can you see the Giphy? I don't know what I'm sharing. Can they
Yep,
see this?
You have, yep.
Okay, so down here, there's search stickers. So if I wanted to search like sparkle, and there's gazillions of them, right? So you just would, if you find one you like, if you see the little link right here, click on the link. It's copied it to a clipboard. So now if I go back to wherever I have in my classroom, so I'm back here and I wanted to emphasize here, I can insert image by URL and then paste that image URL. Oops, I don't have that. Never mind, I've got to go back and get it. It didn't copy for me. Probably because I'm not on the same page. Hold on. Oh, it opened it up in, that's why. Okay. Sorry, it opened it up in Safari for me and not in Chrome. So let me go here. Okay. Now I'm going to get my link. It's copied my link. Come over here. Paste my link in here. And it might be in there. Insert. And then resize it however you want. And then you have some animation going. If I put it on a color, you might be able to see it there.
Where's that search thing?
What search thing? For Giphy?
No,
I don't
just
know.
for a picture.
Image. Insert.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, did everybody get the Giphy? Or Jiffy, whatever, I don't know how. Yes?
I copied the link to the Sparkle and I did insert link. And
yeah.
all it does is give me the link. It doesn't actually sparkle.
Okay, so go back here. Okay, I'll go back here again. So I'm getting the link by just clicking right here.
But
So
does it sparkle during presenting, but not before?
no, it should sparkle. So I'm going to get something with colors so you can see it. So I'm going to grab this one. So it's copied to my clipboard here. So I go back to my classroom. I'm going to insert an image by
image. Oh, okay.
By URL. And
wrong.
It's okay. And then paste it in, and then you can adjust it.
I was inserting it as a link. That was.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you want it to be as your image. So. How are we doing? Any questions, or is anybody ready to share something new or cool that they found? Just want to keep playing.
So how's the background removal going? Everybody doing okay with that?
The what?
Removing backgrounds if you need to.
Yeah, that worked.
Good.
I haven't tried that yet, but I'll play around with that later.
Yes, it's, you know, make sure that you kind of open up those, because when we leave, you won't have those links. So remove.bg, big, Giphy or Jiffy. Which other one did we put up? I think that's all. The other two you should have. I could put those links in.
When you
there.
start looking at different people's rooms, one of the things that makes them look maybe a little bit less professional is if somebody doesn't know how to get that background out of there, and you'll see, you know, white around it or whatever. It makes a big difference if you can remove your background. Right?
Right. The other thing I caution you on is there's some controversy over these virtual classrooms because of ADA requirements and overwhelming students with sensory issues. So you want to be careful that, like that first room I showed you that was so busy, you know, being cautious about your audience and who you have in your classrooms. Sometimes simple is better. When next week I'll have some links, like there's a math manipulative link that is awesome if you teach littles, that actually has like Unifix cubes and dice and things that you can actually use within your virtual classroom as well for students to access, because since they don't have those at home maybe.
Well, in your classrooms, each page can link to another page. So you can have just a few things on one page that would link you to another page too.
Jan, if you are able to find any manipulatives for Singapore math, I would really be interested in those.
Okay,
On it.
I'll look for it.
So like the place value discs and, you know, number bonds and things like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to try something from my drive.
No matter what I can't get that sparkle in. It just tells me the link isn't valid, and I know you already showed everyone, so twice.
I'll show you again. So what are you trying? Can you show me? Can you share your screen with me?
I'll share.
Everybody needs a sparkle.
I can't. Okay.
Whoa. Okay. I think this is what I want to share. All right. So
It's German.
I wanted to. I don't know. I've tried several different ones, and I've done right click.
No, you know, just click. Don't right click. Just click on the link, and you saw that the green bar came at the top that said you had a link. Okay. Now go back here. Now go to insert, and then to image, and then URL, and paste that URL. So paste.
Whoa. I don't know why. Yeah, see, and that's what I get.
Are you on an iPad?
No, I'm on the Mac.
Okay, let me try it again. So that's really strange. All right, so can you close out of that again? Because now let's go back, because I think you did something. So just right now, just click on the link that you want. And then don't do anything else. Now go to your Bitmoji classroom. Okay, insert, image, by URL, and now paste. Control V. We can't find the URL. Let's check. Okay.
Is it because I'm using a sticker instead of?
Now stickers are what you want to use.
Oh, okay.
What if you try without going to insert? Just paste it into directly there. Just paste. Yeah, try that.
I don't know if it's because I have like the whole room selected or.
No, it shouldn't. That shouldn't matter.
See, that's when it gets dragged down here, and it just shows up as a link.
That's when you paste it without doing.
Yeah.
Inserting the video. So that's why you have to insert.
She needs to link it.
No, she shouldn't have to.
Oops.
What do you try a different one?
Yeah.
It's defective.
Well, I have tried several.
So try that. Try getting the GIF link right here
Oh, okay.
and copy that and then insert that. So copy it and then go to insert again, image, URL, and paste it from there.
Jessica, can you?
There you go.
Okay, so it has to be the GIF. It can't be the sparkle.
Well, no,
It's sparkling.
it's sparkling. It just, I don't know why yours didn't come in that way. I'm not sure. I couldn't see what was happening when you were working on pasting it, but now you can, that's a workaround.
And it's sparkling.
So I'm resizing it. Okay, there we go. It goes away. Okay.
Yep. So it's kind of fun. You know, you can do all kinds of things. Like Stacy had the robot. What else did you have animated?
My fish.
Your fish tank.
But that was different.
That is a
That's a
different
video.
way. We'll show you some more of that, but that gives you another thing to play with for the week.
Oh, I'll stop sharing. Sorry.
You're
It's
fine.
great. It's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch people building as they build too. So kind of.
Anybody else have the nerve to share?
Should I share the class app with them?
I can share. I just have no clue how.
Well, let's see it.
Well, that's definitely work on that.
It's good practice. Everybody should share at least once.
I have no clue how.
Are you on an iPad or a computer?
I'm just on a computer.
Then on the bottom, like hover on our Zoom.
Okay, I
And
can see where it says share screen, but
Yep.
like
that.
my thing is in a different window. So how does that work?
Click on share screen,
Okay.
and it'll give you a list of windows, which ones you want to share.
Oh, there we go.
There.
Can you see it? I don't know.
It's coming.
We're getting a message that you started sharing.
Mhm.
Ta-da.
Okay.
Darling,
Well, look at you.
super cute.
Awesome. Jessica, can you give me a hint of what Singapore Math uses for manipulatives? I'm finding book after book after book.
So they use the place value discs. So those are the ones where there's circles and it's in the different place values. So the white circles are worth 1, the red circles are worth 10, orange is 100, yellow is 1,000, and it goes on and on. The other thing that they're going to use is the different models for problem solving. So they'll use like bar models. That's, and also where you see number bonds where you have like 6 in a circle and then it branches off to 2 other circles and maybe it'll have 4 and 2 in those circles. That's all Singapore Math.
All right. I'm working on it.
Thank you.
Shouldn't be this hard for someone.
So now how do, stop share. Okay, stop.
That's
Yay.
awesome.
Thank you, Kara.
You're
Or
welcome.
Is it Kara? I don't know.
It's Kara.
Thank you, Kara.
It looks like R. Smith wants the Google Slides shared again. He says he's working at work.
Oh,
Awesome.
he wants to share? Okay.
Yeah,
What?
it's in the chat.
Oh, okay. So you want the yeah, he probably can't see it if it's in the chat and he got out.
Oh, okay.
We did. So we can just
So,
put it in there.
yeah, I can. Just give me a second to find it again. The one that has that you have to make a copy, which one do you want, Ron? I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know. Is he in the chat anymore?
I don't know. So let's give him this one.
You okay? You okay? You need to drink some more water. You need to drink some more water. What do you want? You want toy? You want toy?
I'm gonna share this
So
screen.
do you
I
have-
found something, I think. Maybe.
Do you have a folder for everybody to toss into?
Yep. I sent it to, well, not a folder, it's a slide deck that they're putting stuff in. Let's see, I'm sharing a screen right now that is from a really awesome person to follow. She's called, her screen name is The Techie Teacher, and she did this virtual math manipulatives wall, which everything is linked to whatever it has. I don't know if this will help you. It's like I'm trying to pull it up, but it actually has, didn't go. So if you click on the Unifix cube, it has it where they can manipulate it right on the screen. So this is a pretty awesome site if you haven't seen this. Julie is her first name. I can't remember the last name. But each thing, and then these are math games that she's linked it to, but all of these in here are interactive. Would any of that help you?
Can you share that slide with us?
I can share you this link from her. So this is her blog. This is a great person to follow. She's pretty awesome. And then that right here is that slide. Would that help?
Yes.
Okay. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
So one of the problems I've run into in the past is like I've seen websites where those types of manipulatives are being used, but I don't know how to actually put them into my website and change them so that they can be used for my purpose. Does that make sense?
I think, let me look at something. So is there one of these that looks like something you would use?
Well, any of them. I mean,
well, it's just okay. So let's look at this one.
Right.
So it actually, I'm trying to see. I think it has its own URL here. So you can just have them, this one linked, like you could have a picture in your Bitmoji classroom of Unifix cubes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then attach it to this link so that then they could start manipulate, but they won't have everything else be.
Okay, that makes sense. What I've seen before, like, is where so in some of my online classes, they'll have a problem and list it out, and then they'll have the manipulatives you can use to solve that particular problem. But
Right.
it doesn't, so that's the type of thing I'm wondering if they had to purchase those.
Well, you can make your slides interactive too. So you could have like, find a picture of these and make them actually with remove the background and add them at the bottom of the screen for the students to drag up into the slide to count with, and you could stack them so like there might be 20 red, one on top of the other.
Okay.
You drag them in, it moves it in. Let's see if we can find something and do that right now for you. Let's see. I'll play with that while you guys work on something else if you want, and then I can show you.
The math minute, I know you're working on that. I went to your link and, oh, okay. I'll be quiet. Maybe my computer's just slow.
Did you find it? Did you find it, what you were looking for?
Well, I was trying to figure out how you got it in your Google slide, but I see now that, you know, it just has to run off of her website, I guess.
The one, which one are you talking about?
Virtual math manipulatives.
So it opens up in its own screen.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she created it, so it's hers, but you can go and find these things and make your own. I would probably, because this is this one, this is the counter. So this one's got ads and things. It's, you know, it's not a perfect world, it's virtual, you know, but.
I'm looking on, we might be able to, because I clicked on the number line, which is from Math Learning Center.
Right.
And that's out of Salem, for those of you who don't know.
Salem Kaiser has a bunch of those things, yeah.
Well, but Math Learning Center is an independent company out of Salem. But on that, you can edit it, and then it has a button to share. So I'm like working on a number line right here that's just 0 to 6. I can add a one, add to
Do you want
equation.
to share your screen so people can see what you're doing?
She is.
Okay.
I am?
Yeah.
No, this is
I can totally see everything you're doing.
No,
I didn't share it on purpose.
Well, it's my screen. I just went to what you're doing, but I want you to share so they can see.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh no, because I wasn't trying to do that. Okay, hold on. Let me share screen. Okay. Gosh, you scared me. I'm like, what else did you see?
We've seen it all. You have no secrets.
Okay. Well then. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So I have a number line. Can you see it? Because I can't see what you see.
Yep.
0 to 6.
Okay. So I have a number line up there. It says 1 add 2 is the same as, and then on the bottom right here, I've got a button that says share, which I haven't clicked on yet. So we'll see what happens. So it looks like I can save the image. I can share a link. I can share a code. So at least that would allow me to put this particular image into a slide. But there's all these things down here. So I can add text to it. This is how I added the equation.
So you could put a link to that.
Yeah.
You could have if you save it as an image, you can upload the image as well. You could have both.
So.
Does that make sense?
Say it again. My brain is shutting off.
you could make a link to that site so that someone has access to all those different features, as well as making a copy of the specific one, you know,
Yes.
save the image of what you specifically want that wouldn't be manipulated.
Well, and it looks like I don't know what the share a code is, but
I bet the share code would let them all have their own independent one to work on.
that's
Like-
what I want.
Like in Google Classroom, when you
Okay.
share codes and stuff. But
Okay.
I don't know.
I think they would interact. That would make it interactive. They can work with you. They can all work on this.
That's what I would like to be able to do.
That's
Okay,
what,
so maybe someone can play around with this between
Yeah,
now
I'm
and
gonna go
next week.
into I'm gonna go into Safari right now and put in that code and see if I can play around with it.
Cool.
You guys are so good. We're gonna have the best classrooms ever.
8.
But Jessica, in there, are you seeing the manipulatives you need?
No, let me go back and look.
Because I would be more than glad to remove backgrounds for you.
So specifically, let me look on Math Learning Center.
I think that's where I am.
It looks like I have to be in Math Learning Center first.
Let me look and see.
Is that in order to make it work, Cara?
Yeah, I typed it in. I just typed the code into the internet, and of course, it's like we don't know what you're trying to do. So
It's not pulling up a porn site.
So I went to.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
before, we have about 15 minutes before we go for the day. Does anybody have any questions or needs that we can answer today? I just encourage you to kind of play around with those different features this week and get ready to think about what you would need to tell your parents or what kind of information you would want your parents to have access at all times. So whether it be links to different learning platforms or your school calendar, your school website, your whatever it is that you're going to want them to be able to have access to. A little bit, kind of organize a little bit of an about me type of a slide so that they can get to know to you as their teacher. What else do I have on that app?
And something that you definitely will be able to use for your job, not necessarily
Right.
just for the class, but something that's going to be useful for you.
Contact information type of thing. So, because what we'll do is we'll start out with a couple of other extra activities, and then we'll start building that class app, because that's going to show you a lot of different features within slides. So, you know, even if you don't use the class app, you're going to learn a lot about slides just in that. You'll learn how to present it without the bar across the top bottom so that parents don't click on, or how to keep kids from clicking advancing slides. You can make, within slides, you can make choose your own adventure stories, building slides this way. You can do digital breakouts with slides. There's all kinds of things that this would be a month-long class for me to teach you everything that slides can do.
And we can learn how to make our emojis, not our emojis, our Bitmojis move. So you can learn how to make your Bitmoji dance if you want to dance. Or
we'll make an animated banner for
There
your
we
Google
go.
Classroom. How to add audio to your classroom.
so Jessica,
Yes.
just found something. If you look on slide 32, I posted something that I think might be what you're looking for.
Which slide? Slide 32.
Slide 32 and the classroom management.
They
in
don't
Google
have that.
Slides.
They have the one that's in the link.
Never mind.
Okay.
Can I put it in the chat?
Yes. Type the link in the chat.
What's a picture? Here it comes. Boink. Nope.
Can you just put it in the one that they have, which is the one that's right there, the last link? They have that link on the chat. for me. The one I just did is a link, but you can add it to that slide deck. You have it?
Not yet. I'll figure it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anybody else want to share their classroom while we're waiting? Nobody wants to share?
Teachers, what this is. This is a teacher thing. The teacher.
Not done yet.
Not done yet. Okay.
I haven't done any more work, so.
No, you're good. Let's see if I can share something.
All right. So where can I put this?
And
I
then-
never could figure out where to put that code in, so.
Okay, so go to the chat.
Sorry.
And number 2.
I don't know what you're putting in where. In that chat, that link that I just, that's in the chat, you can put it wherever.
So I've been quietly making my office in between phone calls here.
You ready to share it?
Sure, for as far as I've gotten.
So Julie, what school are you in again?
I'm at St. Francis in Bend.
Okay. And how big is your school?
We have 127 students signed up right now.
Okay. Good for you.
Nice job.
So I linked my family portal so that people could come in, and I linked my email. If they click on me, it opens to my email.
Nice. Love it.
It's a start.
Yes.
It's a great start.
It's awesome. So does anybody else have something that they would want help finding and removing backgrounds? Or anything that we can help work on during the week while we're out?
I need just a front-facing student desk, like of more of the high school, middle school version.
Okay. So I'm going to show you an example of like a slide deck that I'm going to use with third graders when I start digital citizenship. So one of the third grade from Common Sense Media is Rings of Responsibility. So this will be their intro slide. The next slide takes them to a video that they'll watch and kind of a to-do list. The next slide has just some vocabulary and information about the responsibilities of being online. Then there's a little activity for them to do. This is Common Sense Media has the same activity on their website. I'm just taking what they have done and putting it into this classroom environment. Then they'll do an activity. This computer monitor has a link to a game that they play called Talkers. This will take them to a video for digital citizenship. And then their final one is to go back to Google Classroom and take a quiz. So this is how it could be like a whole unit or lesson. So you can have more than one activity built in your slide deck, and it can be progressive in that way.
So I just found a school desk store. And I will find chat and I'll stick the URL in there. Then you can pick whatever desk you want, remove the background, and go.
I guess I was thinking, since you guys, I think everyone else all has littles, right? But I would imagine that seeing these made classrooms are very comforting to the parents too.
Yeah.
And you'll see if you go to that Facebook site, they are making them for high school and lots of different levels. So I'm just throwing in these desks. They're grouped together right now, but if I go to, I'm not, if you see the, where are they on this slide? This is very strange. I don't know what this is. Do you know what that is?
Fortunately, I closed. Safari closed on me, so I have to find the deck again.
Well, and you can also, when you get closer, and if you have your classroom set up or like a wall that's already set up, you can come take a picture of that and load that into your room. So it's exactly that. And that background remover, that's how Jan got a picture of her, your wall thing, right? Your alphabet thing.
My alphabet is, I bought it off of Teacher Pay Teacher, and I use it's actually in my classroom. And I had to do a whole bunch of work to make that alphabet strip. But you can do that. You know, I had to go in, it was a PDF file, so I had to go in and break down the PDF file and actually make each letter individual and resize it to make that alphabet strip. But you can do things like that as well. I added a student desk, but the file came in really wonky to the, so I'm going to try to make it better. Hold on.
Very sad. My classroom seems to be gone.
No.
Can you undo?
What happened?
Well, no, Safari closed. It may be, it's probably in my Google Slides somewhere.
It's in your Drive. It's in your Google Drive.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, yeah, it'll be there. That's a
kind of sad
bonus for Google, is that
it automatically says it, yeah.
You can go into your Google Drive and then go to recent. It should be right there.
Okay.
So I'm in a slide that I can modify. So I found a green desk, all-in-one high school desk, and I put it on page 32, but is that not what everybody has access to?
we don't have, no.
It's called Classroom Management.
You
Google Slides.
virtual classroom pieces, and it's in the chat right here. From me.
Mine's view only.
That one should not come up view only. That's not it. I'll send this to you right now. Because people are adding to it, because she added her little character. So I'm going to share this with you right now. Okay. My fish or the other one?
Yeah, my fish.
There you go.
Thank you. So we are running low on time.
We are. So Jan and Stacy, it's my job. So I know that there are creative juices flowing. I can feel them all the way over here at my place. But I want everyone to know that Jan and Stacy started with me this morning at 8:30 and have gone solid through till 1 o'clock. So I want to give them an opportunity to say, yeah, see you next week. And for you all to continue your wonderful work that you're doing. Know that we have the Zoom channel open for another 30 minutes. That's not to say that we're expecting you all to stay, but I know it's hard to stop when you're right in the middle of good thought flow and processing. So I myself am going to drop off because I've got another meeting to run to, but I want to thank everyone. A couple of things. I was looking at the chat while you all are working. Yes, these sessions have been recorded, and thank you for coming. So I'm going to stop recording now.
Bye, Kathy.
But what I will do